probably the most important thing is having some relationships where you can check yourself, but also like do some evaluation. I think, you know, I have a great friend. Her name is Sherry Fisher. I've referenced her in other places. She has the same education, applied positive psychology education, and she gives great advice on this topic. She's got her three rules for adulting, and I would, adapt them to say, here's like three rules for coaching that any coach needs to be able to do. The first one is to be able to assign yourself tasks. So you actually, like, sometimes we're just running around, we're like doing things as they come up. Um, Take a step back, organize, and recognize what are the tasks that you're actually trying to achieve, because you won't be able to give yourself credit for achieving tasks unless you decide ahead of time what the tasks are, right? So, first step, assign yourself um, assign yourself uh, time and place, sort of essentially, and tasks. Um, the second step is um, you're going to seek feedback on that, and like recognize that nobody really does a good job giving themselves feedback. That's why coaches exist in the first place. Otherwise, everybody would be training by themselves. And coaches, you can't just be in a vacuum being the only person that gives yourself feedback on what's going. You really um, stand to benefit from having somebody else, preferably somebody who's not like your boss or even maybe a coworker, somebody external to what you're doing who can give a sort of more logical framework, and a little stepped back from what you're doing, who can give you feedback, and then you evaluate based on that feedback and um, assign yourself new tasks, right? And I think like the overriding message here is, as somebody who often struggles with organization because of the way my brain is wired, organization actually is really necessary for positivity. I think if we give ourselves if we compare ourselves to the athletes, often we're trying to get them to goal set, and part of the reason is, we've all experienced athletes who don't really goal set, and then they do a performance and they say like, well, actually they retroactively assign themselves a new goal in the past. Well, actually I wanted to go even faster than that. Like, that's not fast enough. And I see the same process happening with athletes, coaches. They don't assign themselves the task. So no matter how successful they are, afterwards they go, well, actually wanted, you know, everybody on my team to make the world championship team. And I didn't achieve that. So like, actually I didn't do well. And so they haven't taken that time to sort of set a actual expectation and reasonable sort of task step for themselves.